Hello again from Metro Manila, the Philippines, Southeastern Asia. Here's my brief selective summary of the news headlines on the website of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation for at least partly for today, November the 3rd, 2018. As always, I declare at the outset of this video that I do not intend to infringe on any copyrights. Daylight time in January, Canada considered it amid the 1970s oil crisis. Why a Toronto area school board can't force out a trustee accused of racism and xenophobia. 12 people arrested outside Steve Bannon David Frum debate. Although this actually concerns the United States. We are ignoring Canada's alcohol problem, Chief Public Health Officer warns. Prank at Calgary High School draws apology from principal. Thalidomide class action in Canada to proceed as federal court overturns ruling. Thalidomide survivors have won the go-ahead to challenge a compensation program with the class proceeding. In the 1950s and 1960s, that medicine was used to some extent in North America and Europe, mostly in Western Europe, to help thousands of pregnant women give birth with less pain. Unfortunately, it caused their children to either lack or have withered arms normally. Paralyzed terminally ill man had to sign assisted dying papers in his shelter. No changes planned to assisted death law, Justice Minister says after dying woman's plea. Edmonton couple covered in tumors want strangers to see past the bumps. Jean Machine, going out of business, will close all stores by February. Science behind these food sensitivity tests has been debunked, but they are still widely offered. French immersion class hasn't had a French teacher for 3 weeks. Crown defense agree woman accused of Shoppers Drug Mart stabbing not criminally responsible. CBC Radio took to the air 82 years ago today. Okay, that was November the 2nd. Well, let's click open two of these news headlines, both having to do with education. I will not quit, said the trustee just a week after the board posted her resignation letter. Elizabeth Terrell Tracy defeated Lena Singh for the school board trustee position in East Gwillimbury and Whitchurch, Stouffville. A woman recently elected to the York Region District School Board, so in Metro Toronto, is defiantly and successfully rejecting calls to step down after making comments described as xenophobic and racist. Elizabeth Terrell Tracy was elected as trustee for East Gwillimbury and Whitchurch, Stouffville on October the 22nd, but quickly came under fire for social media posts that targeted her opponent, Lena Singh. I would like to inform people, and this is a selective summary of the news headline. The 3 dots are in the original. 3 dots, just so you know, 3 dots. Miss Singh was born in Guyana. Terrell Tracy wrote in a community Facebook group in September, "You are backing someone not born in Canada." On October the 26th, the school board announced that Terrell Tracy had withdrawn her name from the position, posting a letter attributed to the trustee-elect in which she acknowledged her hurtful and offensive comments. The trustee-elect added that her personal health issues would have hindered her ability to do the job. However, hours later, the YRDSB pulled down the letter and said Terrell Tracy was reconsidering the move. In an email sent to CBC Toronto and school board staff on Friday, Terrell Tracy defended her position. "I have been given by God, ordained through the people, a polarizing position to create peace. I will not quit. The people elected me, all walks of faith, all nationalities, because I am a healer. Blessings come to those that wait, she wrote in the email sent at 12:13 a.m. While the YRDSB has strongly criticized Terrell Tracy's social media comments since her election, it appears the board has no ability to prevent her from being sworn in on December the 3rd. The Facebook comments we have seen, regardless of context, were xenophobic, racist, and hurtful, said board chair Corey McBain in a statement earlier this week. The board's director of education, Louise Cirisco, said there has been a loss of public confidence with our board since the election. It deeply saddens us, she added. Can she be forced out? Since the election, a variety of parents, community members, and trustees have implored Terrell Tracy to withdraw from the position. There are also calls for the board to force her out. After exploring several options, the board said it now appears that no such mechanism exists. In an interview with CBC Toronto, Cirisco said there are a number of processes in place around equity training and education for new trustees. The YRDSB also has a new integrity commissioner who can field complaints from the public about trustees. However, according to Cirisco, the commissioner is likely unable to investigate concerns arising before a trustee is sworn in. She added that Ontario also does not have the ability to take action against an elected trustee. We're just waiting until December the 3rd to see what more we can do. Juanita Nathan, a Sri Lanka-born YRDSB trustee for Markham Wards 7 and 8, called Terrell Tracy's comments hurtful, saying, "It makes me very uncomfortable to work alongside this person because we know what their thinking is." In 2017, the YRDSB also faced pressure to oust or fire former trustee Nancy Elgie, who used a racial slur in reference to a black parent. She eventually resigned after weeks of disruption and protest. In Chilliwack, British Columbia, a similar battle has ensued after a school board trustee was pressured to resign over comments about transgender children. He has not stepped down. In Terrell Tracy's Friday email, Friday being November the 2nd, 2018, she said that her first order of business as trustee will be to install an official First Nations totem pole at Summit View Public School in Whitchurch, Stouffville. The school was home to a totem pole built by students in the 1970s, but the structure was removed last year. The board said there was little consultation with local First Nations at the time of its construction and that the pole had become structurally unsafe. Summit View Public School has not requested a new totem pole, which are traditional to Indigenous peoples in the Pacific Northwest. Terrell Tracy also signed off the email using what she called her First Nations name, Lizzie Bear. And let's go to the other education related news item. Let's see. Yes, prank at Calgary High School, which draws an apology from the principal. We recognize that these activities are not appropriate and will not be repeated. This item was posted already on November the 2nd, 2018. A high school principal in Calgary, more specifically at Western Canada High School, is apologizing after a pep rally designed to make especially the students very enthusiastic. Prank saw male students tricked into unknowingly kissing their moms. Filmed by several people in attendance, videos of the incident have been shared widely on social media. In a letter to the students and parents, Western Canada High School principal Martin or Martin Poirier, said in November the first rally was held to support the school's fall sports teams. The activity was intended to be good-natured, however, it did not play out as intended. The letter reads in part. The video shows a group of male student athletes standing on the gym floor with hundreds of students watching from the bleachers. The boys are blindfolded, believing they will be kissed by female student athletes, but unbeknownst to them, their mums stepped in instead. One mother gives a quick kiss on the lips, another appears to offer a hug, but another kiss continues for an extended amount of time as students jump around and scream. When my daughter told me about what happened at the pep rally, I felt physically ill, said one parent who CBC has agreed not to name. I couldn't believe the school would be involved in humiliating students in such an awful way. In his letter, Poirier wrote, I would like to apologize for the activity. In hindsight, the school regrets how this unfolded. We recognize that these activities are not appropriate and will not be repeated. These types of pranks will no longer be allowed to occur, and we sincerely regret any embarrassment this has caused. Regardless of the intent, these types of activities are not appropriate and are not to occur at any of our schools, read a statement from the Calgary Board of Education. Some more school headlines. Let's see. Okay. Crown and Defense agree woman accused of Shoppers Drug Mart stabbing not criminally responsible. Okay, sorry, I read that already. New Brunswick's Liberal minority government appears on the verge of defeat today. There was an inconclusive provincial election in October where neither the Progressive Conservatives nor the Liberals achieved a majority, but two minor parties, the Greens and the New Democrats, took a total of 6 seats in the legislature, therefore holding the balance of power. Killer belongs back in her cell, not in a healing lodge, victim's dad or father says at rally. Updated Irving shipbuilding wades into court fight over Mark Norman documents.